What is happening, everybody? I am the Architect, and today I am bringing you a full manga review for a series that I've been meaning to read for quite some time. It is Livingstone, a short 4-volume series written by Tomohiro Maekawa and illustrated by Jinsei Kataoka, the latter of which did the artwork for Dead Man Wonderland, which is another series that I want to get into, and I will probably in the future. Now, this is a supernatural seinen series that delves into some pretty dark themes, you know, the kind that leaves you with a deep sense of existential dread that feels impossible to dig yourself out of until it buries you under the weight of regrets and bad choices. Well, anyway. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel, I post weekly manga-related videos, so if you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that like button, bop the subscribe button, follow my social media in the description down below. If you want to buy anything from Right Stuff, my Right Stuff affiliate link is down there for you guys to use. Free of charge. It's real nice and easy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review. Imagine a world where everything in your life is predetermined. Every person you meet, every accomplishment you achieve, every relationship you have, everything from your career choice to what you had for breakfast this morning, all of it decided before you were even born. A set plan engraved into your soul that cannot be changed by any means. Or can it? The story follows two guys named Sakurai and Amano who work for Livingstone, a company that keeps track. Stop. Future Tech. Cool it with the Vsauce music, okay, bro? That's been done to death, okay? We all get the joke. We're trying to stay fresh on this channel, okay? What do I look like, some kind of boom? The story follows two guys named Sakurai and Amano who work for Livingstone, a company that keeps track of people and makes sure that they stick to their soul plan. If they stray too far from that plan, our heroes step in and either get them back on track, or in extreme cases, extract the soul and prepare it to be reincarnated into someone else. The latter option effectively kills the person, which is why they must get the soul's permission before taking that extreme measure. The extracted souls take the form of rocks called psycholiths, which Sakurai is able to read and view all of the memories from the person they took it from. Meaning if, for example, someone was murdered or died in a terribly tragic way, he gets to relive all of it in brutal detail. That's literally part of his job. Oof, that's heavy. His partner Amano is not actually human. Well, not exactly anyway. He has the body of someone who died and has an artificial soul placed into him that allows him to do his duties for Livingstone. He has no feelings, no sense of pain, no emotions, or at least he's not supposed to. We'll get into that later. And he is able to see these odd creatures known as stain beasts, which can then negatively affect any person who unknowingly comes in contact with them. Amano's job is to go in and wipe the area clean of these things so that doesn't happen, and occasionally tag some sweet looking graffiti on the walls while he's at it. He's a complex dude. The first couple volumes of the series is mostly Sakurai and Amano doing just this in a very episodic fashion. Each chapter features someone who strayed far from their soul plan, and our two pro-tags have to go in to literally clean up the mess. But these episodic chapters tackle some really dark and serious topics like depression, suicide, purpose, self-worth, and other such stuff dealing with the human condition and such. It asks the reader to stop and think about what gives life meaning. What is considered a satisfactory life? Can you only have a good life by making all the right decisions? And if you make too many wrong ones, is there a way to come back from that? Or is there a definite point of no return? This series presents these ideas in a very supernatural way, but the stories it tells are very real and very human, and it was one of the things that I really liked about this series. I won't talk too much about the second half of the series because we're getting into spoiler territory, but I will say that the story takes a major shift towards Amano, a character that isn't supposed to have any memories from or feelings about his previous life, but over time he starts asking questions and eventually goes on a journey to try to rediscover his pasts and his lost memories, and that's all I'm going to say right now because that's all I'm going to talk about right now. All in all, Livingstone is a very interesting story that makes you think about life and the time we have on this planet and the decisions that we make and how it leads to certain things. It's a nice little thoughtful piece. It honestly got me choked up a couple of times because some of the individual stories kind of hit a little too close to home for me, but that to me is a sign of a really, really well told story. The artwork was very solid, as I was expecting from Kataoka, and a few particular panels were very gorgeously illustrated, so very nice. The episodic nature of the early chapters kind of got a little tired after the second volume, so I'm glad that they shifted more towards a much more focused, overarching plot in the later half of the story, so I appreciated that. The one major complaint that I have for this is the length of the series. 4 volumes to me is too short for the story that they were trying to tell here. I felt like it could have used 2 or 3 more volumes to really hash out the story more. There are characters like the Abina sisters who have an interesting backstory that I felt could have been delved into more, but they only show up sporadically throughout the series, and we really only get like a chapter or 2 that really delves more into their characters. And I feel like they could have had a bigger role, or at least should have been fleshed out a little bit more. So that's really the only complaint about this, is that I just think it's too short. I honestly was really kind of getting into this toward the middle of it, and I feel like, especially with the Abina sisters, because I like their dynamic, I really would have liked to see more of them and more of like their backstory, how they got to there. I'm not going to spoil much about their characters, but yeah, I just wish it would have been fleshed out more. Overall, though, this is a very solid series that I would consider picking up if you're just looking for a real quick read. 4 volumes. It doesn't take long to get through. It does have, again, some pretty dark themes, but if you're okay with that, then I would consider giving this a look. Maybe read a couple chapters of it online first to see if it's something that you might be interested in investing money into. But yeah, solid series. I enjoyed it for the most part. Again, I wish it was longer, but that's really my only big gripe about this. Otherwise, yeah, very solid. So guys, that is going to do it for my review of Livingstone. If you've read this series, I would love to know your opinions on it, so drop those in the comments section below. If you like this video, go ahead and drop me a like, and bop that subscribe button on your way out if you want to see videos just like this one. But until next time, I am the Anarchitect, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.